Isang mapagpalang hapon sa ating lahat. Narito ako upang ibahagi ang summary, conclusion, at reflection sa psychomotor domain. First, we need to know what is the meaning of psychomotor domain. According to Simpson 1972, as cited by Esmin 2011, psychomotor domain characterized by the progressive levels of behaviors from observation to mastery of physical skills. Also, this includes physical movement, coordination, and use of the motor skill areas. Development of this skill requires practice and is measured in terms of speed, precision, distance, procedures, or techniques in execution. It also focuses on the physical and kinesthetic skills of the learner. Then this domain is characterized by the progressive levels of behaviors from observation to mastery of physical skills. Other psychomotor domain by R.H. Dave 1975. The first level and the simplest level is imitation. Imitation, observing and patterning behavior after someone else. Next one is manipulation. Being able to perform actions by following instructions and practicing. Meaning may scaffolding na nagaganap at mayroon ditong guide ni teacher upang mamaster ng mga bata ang kanilang skill. And also, we have precision, refining, becoming more exact so few errors. Near to perfection, the learners perform a skill or task without assistance. Next is articulation. Articulation, coordinating a series of actions, achieving harmony and internal consistency. Malapit nang mamaster dito ng mga learners ang kanilang skill. Then dito naman sa sunod na level, the naturalization, natural nang kayang gawin ng bata ang isang activity o master na nila ang kanilang skill. Having high level performance become natural without needing to think much about it. Next, we have Harlow's taxonomy of objectives in psychomotor domain. The first level here is reflex movements, reactions that are not learned or stimuli. Fundamental movements, inherent movement formed by combining of reflex. Next one is perception, responses to stimuli such as visual, auditory. Next one is physical abilities, require endurance, strength, which produce sound and efficient body. Next one is skilled movements, advanced learned movement as sports or acting. And the last one is no discursive communication, effective body language like gestures and facial expression. And the last model is Bloom and other educators work on cognitive domain, established and completed the hierarchy of educational objectives in 1956. It was called as the Bloom's taxonomy of the cognitive domain. The affective and psychomotor domains were also developed by others group of educators. Ang iba't ibang level dito ay nagsisimula sa perception, set, guided response, mechanism, complex, over response, adaptation, origination. Hindi ko na binigyan paliwanag yung tatlong model dahil malinaw naman na ipaliwanag ito ng mga nakaraang reporter. Tumungo naman tayo sa conclusion at reflection. This is based on my understanding. As I have read a text in regards to psychomotor domain, I was amazed with these three people, R.H. Dave, Harlow, and Bloom, because they have invented or created this kind of theories or ideas about the psychomotor domain. They have even used pyramids to explain better their intellectual ideas. I just realized as well that the psychomotor domain work is an important way of an individual, especially the learners, in discovering and developing his or her physical coordination with mental skills, following each level with discipline and determination. And some of this realization would be clearer with the following reflection about the physical domain of three brilliant people or the psychomotor domain. First, Dave's psychomotor domain wanted to imply to the minds of the readers that in the first level, an individual is not born knowing what he or she can do. It may start from others performing their skills and was observed by a certain person. It was the time that a potential born and exercising the patterns from every level may continue to perform the skills well. This domain is actually the simplest among the three and gives each level a different intensity in performing certain skills. However, in the second one, Harlow's taxonomy of objectives in the psychomotor domain, it also tells us that when the objectives of the psychomotor domain are achieved, an individual may possess the product of the learning process. He or she can continue the skills that he or she mastered with minimal and less mistakes. Those skills may be performed with ease and the natural reflexes of the body will be maintained. These objectives actually started from the lowest level up to the highest level degree of coordination. Whereas the last has been called as Bloom's taxonomy of the cognitive domain, or this was developed to summarize the concept of learnings of a certain skill that was improved by the pyramidal levels. It only shows that cognitive development of a person started from a basic level of having a perception with a single thing, then as time passes by, will attain the highest level of the intellectual skills by means of enhancing our higher order thinking. That's all, and thank you.